there is an opening that you can find your way through from the noise of outside, because the noise is so distractive. The noise demands to have the attention, and it is the game of attention. You can get what you want is something that you hear from outside, and you give your attention to that, you can get what you want, and it makes you think, or at least as in my case, it made me, and still sometimes does, because we give our attentions to it, think about what is it that I want. But it's the game of attention. So the question should be, hello, I'm Ayşe Balkos, at least for now here, and I'm here to explain you in 5 minutes what the game of attention is and why you don't really want what the things that you think that you want. It's not simple, because we are bombarded with the sounds, we are bombarded with the desires of our loved ones, the desires that are put into us. We assume that we want certain qualities in our lives, certain kind of things, but those have been put into us either by professionals or by our friends, or we just simply don't know, or by our families. In my case, I know, because like for the last few of my videos, you can see it's about pain, because that was my birth given state. That was the condition that my family gave to me, or embedded to me. There's so much noise outside. People talk, the neighbors talk. Imagine yourself being in an apartment, imagine yourself being in a space, and you're trying to concentrate, you're trying to listen yourself, and then suddenly all these mumbling noises and voices coming from outside. And what we do is we shift our attention to those voices and try to understand what they say. When we look at them, and there's this image that's instantly we create in front of our eyes, especially those people are in enjoyment, those people look as if they know what they're doing, and or those people look as if they have a map. Imagine you're in a maze and you want to get out. What would you do? You start to imitate them, you start to follow them, you start to listen to what they're saying and try to identify it, because you're in a maze and you don't know exactly what you're going. And this is the truth about how we live and where we live, and this is the truth about who we are right now. But it is not the truth, it's the truth that is given to us about what we should want and where we should go. So all those noises, if we can cut them off, and if we can ask the questions to ourselves. By the way, this is going to be a non-edited video, and I would like to keep it in 5 minutes, because I'm in my mom's house and I need to go, but I want to do this. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you're here. And I might even be one of those noises and voices for you. And if that's so, cut it off. But if it's not, if it is something like the voice coming from your inside, if it is like your own gut feeling, then listen to this. The trick is to ask questions to yourself first, to identify all those little parts. You might think you desire a certain quality in a personal lifestyle until you get that lifestyle, because we are conditioned to desire the things that what other people think they are good to live in this life. Of course, money gives a certain quality in a life, and it gives the access to a better hospitals, better food, But it may not, it doesn't have to be in that way. We could prepare ourselves not to have those, or we can just break the boundaries of the feeling of lack, because what we really want in life is that what we don't have. You don't cringe on the things that you have. We cringe on the things that we don't have. We can also identify ourselves with some kind of personalities. There aren't infinite personality types out there when you look at it, but what is your type without the influence of around you? It is a question of looking at the mirror and looking at yourself. It's the question of bouncing. I'm not saying that it's not good to look around and get influence. What I'm saying is, let's get the right influence in and not the forced influence in. Let's push those out. Let's cut the sounds and the noises of the crowd that we don't know, the faceless crowd. They're asking us to do something. They are in somehow manipulating us without sometimes their own knowledge, by just being around. So what is our job is to cut it off or wait until it's cut off and find that silence. And in that silence, find that space to think, to reflect, to act, but for your own good, for your own voice. I hope the 5 minutes is done, and I might share Balkos follow